When I was a child and young, I worked at my father's shop. My father and grandfather had watch and jewelry retail in Denmark. So I grew up in an environment where we sold Cartier, Patek, Piaget, Chopard, diamonds, etc., etc. So I think it is in my DNA. But when Morten and I started the company in 2002, was not immediately apparent because I'd been working in investment banking for about 10 years in London. But from my point of view, and I think also from Morten's point of view, is that we wanted to create something that was truly ours and something that we could continue working on, more like a life rather than work. And we were in our mid-30s, now I'm in my late 40s. So it was probably the right time for us to sit down and do something together. And then in 2002 we were discussing this idea about having beautiful mechanical timepieces and instruments for sports that you can attach. So in 2002 when we discussed this, I think the whole idea or the concept of combining mechanical Swiss-made, detailed, handcrafted timepieces with something as mundane as computers, electronics, was sort of ahead of its time. And I think we have to remember that not even the iPhone was on the market in 2002. It's in that sense it's quite a while ago. Our biggest market or region for the moment is North America. So that would include the US, Canada and Mexico. The market where we are growing in terms of entering markets for the moment is Asia. We've been for a long time in Singapore. It's probably one of the first markets where we sort of really sold through. We launched there in 2009 and for the first couple of years we sold about 100 pieces each year. And we sell slightly less now. But that has been, we sell in Malaysia, in Australia, we just opened up in the Philippines, in Japan, in South Korea, in Hong Kong. So as a region, we are growing, quite strongly there too. And then one of the reasons that I'm in Dubai or in the Middle East for the moment is that we are launching in Qatar and in Saudi with Ali bin Ali, next week. If people would choose to watch only because they dive, then I would be disappointed. Because, I would hope you can take the instrument away and just look at the watch and say, I really like this. And then this becomes an accessory. So, and you can also argue that this is not really a dive watch because actually all the functionality is in the reef. I see more of the same. And the reason for that is, what we're doing now is we are stretching out the things that we are doing and investing more time into each part. So I see two families still, octopus and Spider. I see more use of material. I see more movement into the movement. Right? And what I mean is that what we're doing now, and what we're spending a lot of time on, is really sort of investigating, what is our interpretation of what a movement can be. We see a lot of interest from the end consumer, and we see it on the social media. People contacting us, and I want this piece or that piece. I would like it to, be a success here. And I would like people to, to enjoy our watches. And my feeling is that younger people who are probably, the most potent buyer universe, in the Middle East and elsewhere for that matter, have an interest in modern things. And you know what I'm surprised by sometimes is, and you know you see it here in the videos, because I mean the choice of cars here is just amazing, right? And you know you see someone jumping into a Lamborghini or Ferrari or whatever. They should have a watch that relates to the car, and not something that relates to a car made 80 years ago or 50 years ago.